Spirit Breaker. Overall, decent against Spectre, I would say. Okay. So, yeah, what we have here is a clear... a KZ team, they either need a support or an offlaner for their last pick, which is why we see the Darkseer here being banned. It would definitely synergize with this Breaker. Whereas for Bait, they have this flex on Kunkka and Enigma, right? Enigma and Kunkka could be filling the offlane role, Kunkka could be mid, and if Enigma is support and Kunkka is offlane, then they need a mid, but yeah, there's tons of possibilities here on how they're going to approach this. I assume... Alright, so they actually expect support to be what Bait needs. They ban the Nature's Prophet. Definitely here they're still very strong. Didn't get addressed in the last patch. Warlock, same thing. As now Bait takes away the Laundry. Yeah, that's one you do not forget. This is the Brood and the Husker of this patch. This here is giga strong. And I'm glad that Bait addressed it here. Because they have overall, they don't have overall last pick here for Bait, I would assume they're going to pick a support just because you don't really get that much value out of picking a core right now. But we'll see how they want to approach. You know, there's no right and wrong in Dota for the most part. Alright. So, what is it going to be here, Bait? I think the Kunkka Void Spirit matchup is fine. I'm a little bit scared for Enigma being offlane though. I think Undying Spectre is kind of annoying. There you go. They get a stronger offlaner. I like this very much. Enigma is going to be a support, and you get that Kunkka against the Void Spirit. Very solid draft coming from Bait. I think they have a decent amount of very powerful ultis. We have this scaling support on the Enigma. This Shadow Demon doesn't really do that much, I think. It's actually decent versus Spectre, but Void Spirit, like, you don't really have that much catch on the cores. We'll see whether the Spirit Breaker is going to be a core here. Or whether they want to do something else with it. Oh, they go for a Viper. Interesting. Very strong against the Tide. Not that strong against the other heroes, though. So, we'll see how much Skylark is going to be able to do here. I'm also a little bit curious on how the matchup against Morphling goes, because I have not seen this matchup that much. I feel like, in general, the build for Morphling these days is not maxing your attribute shift. Usually you get 1 or 2 points. So this might be a matchup where you're forcing to the 2nd or 3rd point just so you can withstand the damage over time of Viper. There you go. We get Dandy. We get Stonebank. We'll see how these players are gonna fare here. As I said, I actually feel like Bait's draft is very solid. I would even say they have a slight advantage in the draft, but I do consider KZ to be the slightly better team. So overall, 50-50 here, at least in my books. And now it's time to figure out how this game is gonna happen. We get to see their beautiful faces. Yeah, Mary, their new player. I believe before him, the player that they had was Kidaro, right? Yeah, Kidaro. He did left the team. And actually, former Bait carry is now the carry on KZ. So they pretty much just swapped carries here. Nande for 7 Jezu. I'm not sure how the pronunciation goes exactly. But yeah, they did swap carries. And they did swap, they did change their position 5s. Alright, alright. Get to see Skylark's beautiful face right here. That's a very interesting camera angle. Huh? Some wallpaper right there. Alright. But yeah, guys, we should be getting ready to start this game. I'm very excited for the debut here of some of these players, at least when I'm casting. I do rate Nande very highly. I think he's a player that, in the last Pinnacle Cups just just did so well. I was always so impressed by him. The only question that I have is, was he that impressive because the way KZ played around him was just like, let's create this environment where he's the king, where he is pretty much a 4 protect 1, or was that just raw skill? Because, in a different team, he might not shine as much as he used to with KZ, and that's really what I want answered in this game. Probably in this series. One game is not enough to really fully understand what's going to happen. But yeah, Bait, they didn't really have the bad start. They a good start. They're 0-1. They lost to Team Tickles. They're facing a KZ that is already 1-0. And taking another win here for KZ would put them in a pretty comfortable position. We were talking about Team Tickles being pretty much one of the guaranteed teams for the first slot. We'll see who's gonna get the second one. Obviously anything can happen, but I do rate Team Tickles a little bit above of the rest, which is also why they beat Bait. But I believe that was a 2-1 even. Let me double check here. So yeah, it was a 2-1. So Bait definitely putting up a good fight, and now it's time for KZ. That sure they are 1-0, but the match that they won was against Navi Jr. So not really a fair comparison here in tier wise. So yeah, as we wait here for this game to start, we should probably ask ourselves: do we think Spirit Breaker is trash? Because I think he is. Especially as a support, which is going to be the case, as there you go. We get a match in our hands, and it starts with a smoke already. So Bait already eager here to go deep into the map. Two kind of question marks, right, in terms of support. This Enigma support as well as the Spirit Breaker. Obviously, Enigma support has been, happening for a while, especially because Enigma as a core has been a little bit pepega. But, yeah, this new buff, is it really enough to make this Enigma support good? I don't know. Like, it's still a 3-minute cooldown on the OT, and support Enigma just doesn't get that much levels. So, very interested to see how Bait and how specifically Mr. Mary is going to try and itemize for him. Like, is this a Midas game type of thing? Do they feel like the siege on the side of KZ is too weak, and so they can greed this Enigma out? They might be onto something here. When you look at the heroes on the side of KZ, very terrible sieging on all of them. Like, Viper gets kind of decent at some point, but overall, pretty bad. You might be able to scale a lot, as we do see Stonebank here downing a Gush, so pretty much reveals that he started with a level 1 Gush. Kind of an unexpected move, actually. But okay. I guess because you're playing against an Undying, you want to keep your distance, and the Gush is a way to get the range creep. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. As we do see 7 Jesu here. And now that is kind of a classic lane right here. The Void Spirit against Kunkka. Definitely Kunkka favored, but we'll see if this nerfs. I don't think the nerfs really changed the lane at all, just because the hero is still the same that he was in the lane. They didn't really change any stats stuff. Pretty much just how the shard, the eggs, and the OT work. It's mostly the team fighting of Kunkka that got nerfed. But he's laning, still top tier. And I do expect this to be a victory here to Dendi. Yeah. Well, they could have gotten that range creep, but yeah, let's not look at it. Thanks, production. Yeah, let's not humiliate Dendi publicly here and losing that range creep as in the top lane. Enigma actually starting with his Malefice. Ever since you don't deny creeps with your W anymore, this has been kind of the thing that you do. You just trade with your Malefice. It is a lot of mana though, so it's a little weird. It just doesn't feel that good with this hero, especially because you want to be using your Eidolons to trade. We'll see how the lane's gonna go, but yeah, it definitely feels like the lane on KZ here is a bit stronger in the early levels. Morphlings, actually doesn't even get the Eidolon level 2, just using that Midnight Pulse to harass and to zone. I don't have a problem with that, but interesting approach. I'm not that versed in support Enigma, to be completely honest. As a very good pull here from the Shadow Demon, making sure that they're gonna keep the equilibrium safe. Very nicely done. So Bait doing, a lot of things right here in the beginning. When we look at CS, Dandy is ahead of everyone else, which is expected. He has an overall easy matchup. This Tidehunter is definitely taking a beating here, but there you go. Some disruption, but Spectre Illusions level 2, they are very underwhelming. These lanes are gonna be kind of a snooze fest. If we're gonna have a kill, it's probably gonna be top. This Viper plus Spirit Breaker, there's a chance at a level 3 we get to see something. Oh, that's unfortunate. The Gush to secure the range creep, but he gets denied. That travel time, definitely a little bit deceiving. So, it was late. Top lane, yeah, you see some dragging across the river there just so he can keep his equilibrium. Nice use of the charge to try and hit the 2 heroes, but now Astro, he gets Maleficed, and another hit could be the first blood, and indeed it is. Mary grabs that first blood with the Enigma. So the wild card and the question, who is the worst support? Spirit Breaker and Enigma? We get the answer. It is Enigma, at least in this game. And yeah, that's big for him. I'm assuming there's going to be some boots purchased, but maybe he can go for the Basilius. We talked about how mana regen is very important in the top lane, as Stonebank finally getting to CS under tower. It should be fine, but obviously Undying is always going to be that bane, going to be that annoying force. Yeah, he has another wave. He should be fine as long as they don't let that pull go through, which they are struggling with right now. No, there you go. Nice aggro from Stonebank. I think only the range creep. No, even the range creep still there. Very, very good. I think they're definitely going through the hardest part of that lane right now without really losing that much. The Tide is even ahead of the Viper, honestly. I expected the Viper to be doing a bit better, but that is kind of the deceiving aspect of Viper. Like, he sort of dominates the lane, but his CS, like his right-click damage is awful. Very easy to miss creeps when you're less hitting as Viper. And yeah, we even see some aggression there. So this Tidehunter somehow doing better against the Undying than the Viper. Pretty good signs for Bait overall. Kunkka actually doing 7 CS advantage here on top of that Void Spirit. Lots of great things for Bait. And we talked about, this Enigma going to the late game. There's a lot of scaling that they have, which I'm not sure is the same here for KZ. Sure, Spectre, always going to be a very menacing late game hero. Same thing for Void Spirit. But, if you just get to have an Enigma late game, that's always very scary. The only cancel that they have is the Spirit Breaker. He's really the only thing that can cancel Black Hole through BKB, unless they go some Basher Viper or some crazy stuff like that. Even the Spectre, I think. I don't know if the when you use your ulti, if it's guaranteed where you're gonna be appearing. Oh, Tide does die here against 7 Jesu. Yeah, I was just here crafting whether you would be able to reliably cancel the Black Hole with Abyssal, because I don't know if you're behind or on top of the target. Anyways, top lane, we get a Midnight Pulse drop with a good charge across the creeps, and Maryview's probably gonna die here. Good blood grenade, but Nande, he trades his support's life for a core. So definitely very good here for Bait. Yeah, don't get yourself tricked. That KZ in front of Nande's name, that is a lie. He is now a Bait player, and he grabs himself another kill. And a Lotus there. Very nicely done. Spartan walking back to the lane. Wish does grab a double damage. That's a big one. Doesn't really have that as much damage as he would like. Base damage, I mean, because he was forced into a Wraith Band. Needs the armor against Kunkka. But maybe a possible rotation. Maybe a support can show up here. That Spirit Breaker has the global capabilities to charge Dandy. But I think you probably need 3 heroes. Even after the nerf to the Rum delay damage, this could be hard as Astro. Yeah, we do see a 3-4-2 here as Mary trying to run away using that Midnight Pulse. Oh, a bash. So lucky for Mastro. Gets that kill. And this should be... Oh, no, that's a 1-for-1 again. The Shadow Demon gets that kill. Beautiful. disruption right there, as Wish will use the double damage to claim a counter kill, but, you know, doesn't feel as impactful. This Viper, like, this is not a hero that can have a bad game like that. He needs to be dominating his lane. Oh, I've seen games like that one. Alright, Dandy here, just farming his camp. He can get himself a neutral item. Yeah, that broom handle is going to be just what he needs. That extra attack range for the Tidebringer appliance is always nice. Spartan dropped the ward there in the big jungle. Now back to the top lane, was maybe waiting to see if they could get a good charge alongside someone else. Overall though, 2k gold advantage for Bait, and I think the strength here on the, or like, I definitely feel like KZ should not be 2k gold behind with their draft right now. Obviously, the Spirit Breaker support is a thorn on their side. It's not a hero. I don't like that they pair the Spirit Breaker with the Viper. I think it actually made the Viper's lane weaker when it shouldn't. But I feel like if this goes late, Bait should be very comfortable. And if they're going to lose this game, it's going to be out of some outplaying, which I'm sure KZ could be able to pull off. But first you need to recover this Viper's game. He needs a little bit of space for himself, and at least he gets a pretty juicy creep wave under his tower. And they're going to be against that, as now the 8-minute rune is approaching. And yeah, we can already see a lot of icons in the mid lane here. It's not like Dandy needs that rune, but you do want to deny that, as a good boat will bring this Undying back, and they claim that kill, and they claim the Arcane Rune as well as a Tombstone. This is a huge win for Bait in the mid lane, and they're gonna be smiting here. This is overall just an amazing showing from them. Yeah, showcasing that losing to Team Tickles was not really that big of a deal for them mentally. And yeah, we'll see if they can keep it up. So far, very good showing, as Astro will charge bottom lane here. We do see this Shadow Demon in position to cancel the charge. Beautifully done. And a lot of Shadow Demon poison being applied. Can he get the 5th one? Oh my lord, he gets the kill before he dies. That's just beautiful from Bait again. They do feed the Shadow Demon to the Spectre, but that's still more than could have wished for. Another Meteor Hammer here. I think that's what the Spirit Breaker was trying to avoid. He was going to just push this Tidehunter away from the lane, from the tower, but they're not able to do that. This Tidehunter is a big boy. 2 TPs. They really want to stop Stonebank's reign in this bottom side, and it feels like they should be capable of doing so. 4 heroes is what it takes, but they get it. Still, that tower will fall. That Viper is still a shadow of a hero right now, so shouldn't be that much of a problem here for Bait. But at least, you know, some signs of life for KZ. They are not afraid to bring in the numbers. And that was also space for Viper. As all of that was happening, he definitely yoinked a little bit of gold here and there. Time for the 10-minute rune, but yeah, Dandy doesn't want to allow Wish to be free to get that, as he will go for the top side again, and it is bottom though, but gets snatched by the Shadow Demon. A lot of space being created here. Once again, it's Wish that gets the kill, but the rune being denied is definitely a big thing here. I don't think you care that you died as Shadow Demon. That's definitely, you know, where he was supposed to be. Unfortunate that he dies, obviously, but not the end of the world, as Dandy trying to use. He knows there's no Tombstone right now. Oh, well, never mind. There is Tombstone. Don't believe the caster, as he almost gets a solo kill here on Spartan. Tombstone's still alive. They would love to take it down, but there's 2 heroes there. You don't want to force the fight. Nanda, though, gets another kill on that Viper. I was very skeptical about that Viper pick, not gonna lie, especially knowing you're gonna be facing this Morphling. I guess they wanted to abuse the first level or something, but Nanda, I told you guys, you know, ranks can be deceiving. This guy is ranked 200 right now, and even when he was playing for KZ, I think he was like rank 150 or something like that, which, you know, is very high, but it's not the highest level that you see in Europe, for sure. And I don't know, he just always plays the lane so well. We'll see if he can keep it up, but I gotta be honest, always very impressed with Nande. We'll see if playing for bait here is what he needed, because this is already a 4k gold lead here for bait. So also, gotta be frank, it's not only the Nande show. Dandy definitely won his lane, which he was supposed to, but I think he's having a very stable game right now. And the Tidehunter even, he actually got that tower way faster than the Viper, despite being against that Undying, despite not having, you know, the easiest start. Alright, so Nande here just chilling under tower, reading this smoke movement from KZ. He's very right, he even breaks the smoke. Just perfect position, very low on HP though. If he gets found, oh boy. Yeah, we'll be able to attribute shift, but he's not gonna do it fast enough. The charge and the nether strike is enough to take him down, and the Shadow Demon just not in position. Morphling players, huh? Always too greedy. He literally had the lowest amount of HP possible, and he will be punished for that. They're gonna drop the tombstone. 5 heroes from KZ, and the glyph is gonna buy some time, but it's not gonna stop. But look at mid lane, they are actually forcing that mid lane as bait, as some TPs will be used to dissuade, as well as a charge that gets cancelled. So yeah, mostly the Enigma using his Eidolons there. Support level wise, definitely not the greatest here for bait. They have the gold advantage, but you can see that still level 5 on the Enigma. Shadow Demon just got his level 6 as well. So level-wise, not you know, the greatest here for bait, but it's also not the end of the world. Once you get that black hole, we might see, okay, Ravage with the Meteor Hammer doesn't land, a little bit off. I'm sure he would have got the kill if he got that one, but even with that ulti to the mid lane, the Spectre will not survive. Jesu dies, and it's Mary that gets that kill. So that's a second very important kill that the Enigma grabs. Very nice. Even have the Eidolon's pressure here. This actually could be a tower. These Eidolons do a lot of damage. Only level 1 though. So yeah, never mind. I thought that maybe he could have gotten a second point there. As Wish does try to stop the advances here from bait, but the Meteor Hammer, that's really gonna be the deal breaker. And they find another kill on the Spirit Breaker top. Skylark though, pressuring the tower. Nande gets a double kill somewhere else, as we do see Stonebank fighting Skylark, and I don't believe this Viper is gonna live. Dude, Nande gets a triple kill across the map. Holy moly, man. This guy's so good. I'm honestly speechless. I am honestly speechless. He's against the Viper lane, and the guy's 6-1 and 3 right now. He really is showcasing why he, you know, KZ used to do so well. And, you know, obviously, 7 Jesu, great carry. Rank 50, I want to say, is very high MMR. I think it's like close to 12k. You know, MMR, maybe this is what bait wants to say here. MMR is just a number. They have Dandy, they have Nande, and so far, they are doing a very good showing on their part. 6k gold advantage. This is way more than I think they should have at this stage of the game, and it's probably only gonna get worse. Is the Spirit Breaker going Midas? Like, he's gonna need some sort of farming mechanism here. This hero was decent as a support just because he could farm really fast, but with all of the changes, no, he's rushing a BKB. Oh lord, I wonder how effective he's gonna be. And as I jinx him, he just gets a kill. All right. It's actually the Spectre that picks it up, but he was a big part of securing that kill. Good ward there, unexpected from bait, but it was still not enough to save the Shadow Demon there. Enigma going for a Glimmer Cape. Did use the Black Hole, so I guess the double kill, the triple kill that Nande got was partially due to the Black Hole usage there. Oh, speaking of the Enigma, he's going to be found and killed. Wish having an amazing game as well. Despite the struggles here from KZ team, he's on a mega kill streak, and he might pay the price as Astro will fall. Now Dandy with the bolt here. The Ravage is not going to connect. They miss both spells. Symphony of Fails. The Skylark is actually gets hammered here Nice disruption, buying some time for the Shadow Demon. They're gonna get a good kill on the Undying at the same time, and Skylark falls, but not before killing the Shadow Demon. I feel like half the kills, at least, were from the Shadow Demon dying on the side of Bait, but now Wish will go aggressively on Nande. A really good use of the Void Spirit form there, dodging the damage, and now Dandy gets a killing spree in Bait. They hit hard. Yeah, you killed our supports, but we got a kill on every single core besides the Spectre. Just really good showing from Bait overall. And now Black Hole is going to be back up in 5 seconds, so they can still fight in general. Besides the Ravage, they don't really have a lot of big cooldowns. Yeah, the Ravage and the Black Hole. But Black Hole is available right now, and they have that ward we talked about, so they actually know of the position of both Astro and Skylark. They're waiting for someone to show up in lane, but Bait, they are very aware of their positioning. They're not going to really get tricked there. Skylark going, yeah, I mean, just went for a Dragon Lance, and now Wraithman. Not really the most promising build I've seen. Oh, they have Sentry there, so they do know exactly where Dandy is, but there's a lot of vision from Bait as well. Yeah, they're not gonna get a good angle. You don't want to go on the SP, you want to go on the Viper, because SP is the hero that can run away. Viper is definitely the easy kill, and he's also core, so killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright. Wish going for the Aghanim Scepter. Interesting. Very good against Morphling, but he will have a Manta, although you do have the silence twice, so you're not going to be able to dispel that second one as Spartan. Gets found and gets killed instantly. Good charge though, finds the Tidehunter. No break so far as he is away from Viper's spell. Alright, so that's just 1 Undying Death, and they did commit the Spectre OT on top of it, so this could be a tower here for Bait as this Tidehunter just keeps moving forward. They do get the Axe with the bow. That's the hero we talked about. That is the easy kill. Is it really that easy? As Skylark will be found. Nande just yoinks another one for himself as Astro is hiding nearby the Lotus Pool. Just trying to... Okay, Astro was not expecting Nande to be here. The Spirit Breaker transformation. Can he get it? Oh, the stun. The status resistance, though, making this very hard. Nande keeps moving forward. Has that Yasha. Has that move speed. Astro trying to go for the juke. Actually gets it, but not before Nande gets another one. This is the Nande show. And I don't think there's any way for KZ to really stop Bait at this moment, at this time. They are way stronger. Like, this Spirit Breaker is just a charge bot. This Undying is a Tombstone bot. Oh, there you go. They will find the Shadow Demon. That's the kill they've reliably got around, you know, pretty much this entire game. But, is that enough? Is this feeding them enough kills? Not sure. Really not sure. The Radiance, though, that's going to be a big timing for the Spectre. And yeah, as we can see, every single core on the side of Bait ahead in net worth here. Really, you know, we're talking a lot about Nande, but it is a team effort for sure. Every core did really well. You know, the lanes that were supposed to lose didn't really lose as hard, and the lanes that were supposed to win won pretty hard. Still, though, I feel like Wish is having a really good performance despite all of the struggles that KZ is having this game. And not only that, I think the Spectre, once he gets the Radiance, you know, we're going to see why this hero is picked as much as it is. Definitely a very strong hero here, but you know, usually I wouldn't say Morphling is the best matchup against Spectre, but you are against the Spirit Breaker this game. That Morphling pick into the Spirit Breaker, that's really what makes things way harder. And you know, that's a Spirit Breaker that already got a point of his second spell. Feels like Astro not really afraid of getting more points. Okay, they're gonna cancel the Lincolns here. Nande, waveform away. No catch really coming from them as, yeah, we do hear the Viper strike being used on backlines. Okay, Kunkka, very tanky, not as tanky as before. Oh, good disruption with the Ravage, with the hammer. This is beautiful from Bait. They're gonna get 2, and now 3 of the Spirit Breaker dying. This is a beautiful black hole. Oh my lord, that's a triple kill again for Nande. Adios indeed. That is amazing from Bait. They played it so well. They just put this Morphling in front. He tanks a couple of spells. They break his Linken's, but that Ravage, beautiful. They tied it perfectly with the black hole. This could even be Roche time. The problem is Roche is on the Radiant side, so they're going to just get this tower instead. Not a bad trade, and the momentum is all Bait. Like, at this point, this is starting to become their game to lose. Obviously, you know, the late game is going to be very scary. Spectre, Void Spirit, they're all heroes that scale immensely. But the supports, like, okay, there you go. Speaking of the supports, the Nether Strike into charge, but good disruption buys some time as now that becomes the Spirit Breaker, and he's doing a much better job at that as he gets a kill, and now goes for the second one. That's a double kill, godlike streak. Holy crap, Nande. Leave some for your friends as they're gonna get a good bolt. The Spectre is back. They get a beautiful shard into the Dire side. Just amazing plays from Dandy as well, as Skylark's gonna be next. This Viper is a crip, and that's the third triple kill from Nande this game, and it doesn't seem to be the last one because they are on a roll here from Bait. This has been an impressive performance, and yeah, Nande getting revenge on the former teammates. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know if it's revenge. He might not have any bad blood against them, but yeah, he's definitely looking just as good as he was with KZ. All the questions I had, you know, whether he was being enabled too much in that team, and that's why maybe he looked a bit better than he actually is. Nope. There you go. We're gonna get some replays right there. So yeah, Astro goes for a cheeky move, has to initiate the Nether Strike, but he doesn't get the charge right after it. So with this time that the Shadow Demon bought, Nande gets the backlines, they get the Spirit Breaker. And you know, I get it. There's no Ravage, there's no Black Hole. You might be able to get a good fight, but you're just way too far behind. You don't have the damage. They're really lacking burst damage, right? Look at their heroes. The only burst damage is the Void Spirit. But at this stage, when you're just far behind, he is not going to suffice. Viper has no burst damage. Spectre has no burst damage. Spirit Breaker, you know, if he's very tanky, has it. But unfortunately, not the case, as we do see a smoke here from KZ team. Maybe expecting Roshan from being taken, but that's not what's happening at all. They're gonna find someone else, though. Yeah, they found Roche. Alright. Oh, there you go. Dire Scan does clip this Roche attempt. How fast is their Roche? Not slow, not fast. They should be fast enough, I think. Yeah, they should be fast enough. But can they take a fight? They actually have Black Hole and Ravage. Oh boy, this could be dangerous, even if they get disages. Instant TP from Skylark. Jesu will be able to disengage. Yeah, Bait just slightly too late. Yeah, I think they... That's unfortunate. I don't think they should be giving away this. It's fine to a certain degree. But, you know, if they want to be second place, if they want to go for... the next stage of the tournament. This is the sort of play you just don't let happen, right? You have such a commanding lead this game that I don't think you should let that Roche go. Like, sure, the scan was pretty much on time, but they had no heroes in the bottom side of the map, so there was no one to slightly dissuade KZ to at least buy some time. You know, just show up a support. He can buy back. You have a T1 tower in the bottom side. We'll see, you know, if this is gonna matter or not so far. Didn't really stop Bait from taking the tower. They do have all of their ultis, so despite that ages, it feels like they are not going to be holding back at all. Spartan at least got himself a Philosopher's Stone. Maybe you can check the neutrals here, see who else has a Philo. The Spirit Breaker having one would be awesome. Yeah, we do see Bullwhip on the Enigma. Kunkka has a, yeah, that standard range. Okay, it's lots of TP in the top lane here. Looks like the Spirit Breaker got found, but he's fine. No, he gets disrupted. The Spectre is running away. Can they cancel this? Can they cancel this? They can. They have the X, they have the Torrent. There's 2 lives on the Spectre, but the Spectre is not going to fight. It will flee with that... no, it's not actually fleeing. It's dying. Down there. They have the Black Hole, they have the Ravage. They're holding on both so far. They don't even think they need it. That's how strong they are. They need no OTs to kill the Aegis Spectre. Yep, that's worrisome. This is definitely not how I want this game to be looking like. KZ, they deal with the Aegis as if it was nothing. Oh, they find another one. That's Astral.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower
All right.
has fallen.
Okay, so Aegis denied, Aegis taken away from KZ. I mean, it was a really good move for them. You know, denying the Aegis. I think a Morphling with Aegis can probably get like mega creeps this game, but yeah, they don't have that for now. And it looks like Bait, they're going to slow down their gameplay for a little bit. You know, going high ground without Aegis can be very tricky. Ideally, you want to take a fight outside base first. And they are starting to create the building blocks for that. They get some vision in the top lane. They're going to group up here for the Wisdom Rune, I'm assuming. Oh, they almost got that Void Spirit, but quick fingers there, very good awareness from Wish, and he's going to be just fine. As the Spectre keeps on farming, but level-wise, definitely a bit of a problem here. Level 14 on Wish, 15 on the Spectre. The course on side of Bait, just, yeah, Skylark as well. He will steal a Wisdom Rune, that's pretty cool. But Bait, they did get the other one as a charge. Finds the Shadow Demon, he's a tanky boy though. Should be able to deal with this as Astro is just gone. Those Morphling illusions just doing so much work as the Ravage with Mythril Hammer. That's the third one. Oh my lord, Nande. This is just a massacre right now. This is going to be another lane of barracks. I mean, by another, I mean the first one. But I think the another is going to follow suit very soon because they have no buyback on that Viper. That Viper was just a shame of a hero. I think that was probably the biggest mistake here from KZ. Picking that Viper... It never had a game. It was literally a creep the whole time. Also, the Spirit Breaker. I think they forgot Morphling existed. They were trying to play core Spirit Breaker, and once the Morphling show up, they had to swap it. And that by itself kind of one-baits the game. Like, obviously they played really well. They pretty much made no mistakes this game besides the whole giving away Roshan thing. But if you're playing SB Viper as your offlane into a Morphling, like, you're gonna have a bad time, and that's just a clear showing as to why. Skylark is gonna be X'd up here, yeah. Okay, Glyph's gonna be used. He's gonna wave his hands. Nice, nice defense so far as they killed the Spirit Breaker for the God knows how much time Undying. Very low. Right clicks are there. Tombstone save. Can he leave the Tombstone before he falls? He will die regardless. Black Hole onto Wish. Is this enough of a lockdown? I don't think it is. So he will be able to run away, but he gets no kills, and GG flies out. This was not even close. Bait, they start the game with a bang, and sure, they were 0-1 at the beginning, but it was against Team Tickles. It was a 2-1, and they're here to show that they really want to go to the second stage here of Pinnacle 25 years. Yeah, this was a beautiful showing from them. Yeah, there were definitely some draft issues for KZ, but overall, they played pristinely well. I don't think I saw very few mistakes. Sure, the Shadow Demon died a lot, but he was creating space. Every time he died, he got vision. He allowed everyone to shine, and just amazing performance. I don't think I remember seeing Bait looking this good, especially against the team of the caliber of KZ. We'll see if they're going to be able to keep it up, because this is only game one of, I hope, a 3-game series. But yeah, this is the end of game one. We are going on a break, and we should be back in about 10 minutes.
sport. You and I have come a long way. It was such humble beginnings. As we gathered in small groups, we were professionals right from the start. Passionate, organized, and ready to rumble. We dreamed big, and surely enough, our parents supported us at every step of the way. Didn't they? Fired up by all this love, it wasn't long until we caught the scent of competition. To be honest with you, it wasn't always that easy. Joe here, he had to take on 2 side jobs to afford playing professionally. It's gonna get better, Joe. Fist bump. Some of you dared to not even call this a sport. And look where we are today. An endless stream of esports events every year. Bet you didn't see that coming, Mom and Dad. And you know what? We have been with you every single step of the way.
Dream of working with people you watch on screen. Exclusive esports opportunities handpicked just for you. Candidate profile to raise above competition. Let 10GG handle routines. Make a step towards your dream today.
Hello, we are back with Pinnacle 25 years, and this game number 1 was amazing. If you didn't catch it, Bait versus KZ team was a stomp for Bait. They just played really well. Nande, probably the name we're going to remember just because he was like 17-1 or something like that. But overall, I think Bait had like a very clear advantage, not only in the lanes, but in strategy-wise. I think they played the map really well. And despite like 1 or maybe 2 mistakes, they had just a clear advantage over KZ. And if KZ wants to be back in the series, if they want to keep their, I guess they are first place in the groups right now. They're going to have to beat Bait, and I don't think it's going to be easy. This, momentum is very important in matches like that. But I think not picking Spirit Breaker might be a good start, especially if you're playing against someone. Like, they actually have Nande. They had Nande in their team until a couple of days ago, right? So, this guy has a mean Morphling. You're picking Spirit Breaker into it like that? Yeah, they felt like they're going to be able to flex that Spirit Breaker to position 4 and make the Viper look good, but it was not the case. And, I see that so often. Viper is such a coin flip, and it's not really a 50-50 coin flip. It's more like a 30-70. More often than not, it looks like the one we saw here. So maybe with a better draft, we could see KZ looking a bit better. Production said something, but I couldn't catch it. Oh yeah, we have a draft, guys. Smooth transition. Production doing everything they can here, and I am just destroying it. But there you go. Production. Here we have it. The draft is back up, and honestly, if I am KZ here, I'm banning that Kanka. I think, like, you have a player that is as proficient with so many heroes as Wish, and you just put him in this Kanka matchup. Like, sure, the hero got nerfed, but the hero is still very good in lane, and you just gave Wish a pretty hard lane, not gonna lie. And I think, in general, they gave themselves bad lanes in the entire game. Like, that Undying is supposed to make the Spectre lane better, but it was not enough. And, we kind of talked about it. The hero is very, very rarely picked in pubs. Has a 40% win rate. It just feels like KZ, they time traveled a couple of months back. But hopefully they are back to the present. And I can see them play the same patch that Bait is doing. Because, Bait, they seemed very crisp. They seemed to know exactly which heroes were good, which heroes were bad. Whereas KZ, I think some of the choices they made were very, very questionable. And right, we talked about it. In terms of bans, I think they also banned CK. in all honesty, I would much rather give away the CK and ban the Kanka than the opposite. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't adapt to the draft as fast as the other teams. But now they're taking a lot of time here with their first ban, which I think is a good sign. Oh, no, it's actually... I think the draft is paused. So, yeah, never mind. This looks like a draft pause. And hopefully, surely, we're going to be back with the best Dota 2 Europe has to offer here. Bait versus KZ team. This is not hyperbole. You have Dandy on one side, you have a carry that wants revenge on his former teammate. You know, this is what makes Dota good. You know, it's the storylines. It's not about the players. Like, everyone at this, like, if you're here, everyone's already very good. You know, it's about the storyline that we can tell. And there you go. Looks like we're going to start in a couple of seconds here. The pause should be back. And I guess it's not back. And we could see the odds there. 128 versus 343. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. We should be getting back here. Oh, never mind. I was actually watching the stream, guys. We're still paused. I'm sorry. I'm actually just crazy right now. But yeah, there's probably just a small pause issue. Sometimes we get those. I don't think you guys should be worried at all. But when I think of KZ team, I always felt they played very, very aggressive. And that Spectre pick from Seven Jesu, definitely not the most aggressive hero. I feel like, in a way, like, sure, the Spectre can play aggressive. Like, you can just aggressively go in, right? Globally, it's nice. But the lanes that they had just didn't allow for the other heroes to initiate the aggression, so that was actually the Spectre that could yoink the kills. I think he did it a couple of times, but not nearly as much as they could or should have. And that's the thing, like, you would also expect the Spirit Breaker to be very good at that. But right, if you want global, I think what you want is NP. That hero is just as good as he was before Dispatch, whereas the Spirit Breaker got gutted. And I think they picked the Spirit Breaker way before the NP. I guess the thing is, Spirit Breaker can be flexed, NP can't, so they felt like in terms of flexibility for their draft, having the SP was better. And I guess it is, if you're just philosophically thinking. But yeah, that Morphling just broke their knees really hard. And yeah, hopefully they're going to find a better way here to enable everyone. As I hope we are back soon. Yeah, that's... I'm not sure if they redid the whole lobby or if this is just a pause for some reason. But yeah, I'm assuming if it... Yeah, it's probably a pause, or else I don't think we would have this screen, right? If the lobby has just died. I don't think we would have this. So yeah, hopefully we're going to be back here in no time. Because, yeah, we all want to watch the best Dota 2 possible. I was actually looking at Bait's Wikipedia page, and I didn't know Mag was their coach. They actually, it's for a while he's been their coach, from May 1st. I was not aware, but yeah, he's definitely a player I respect a lot. I love watching Mag in the past play, and I mean, I say in the past, he's actually my age. All right, guys, we're gonna be looking at my beautiful face for a little bit. Hope you don't mind. But yeah, Mag being their coach, he's definitely one of those very OG, old school players that have a lot of experience to like translate, and I guess Dandy to some extent as well. So when you can get players like Stonebank and Mary together and like enable everyone else, I think this is really a recipe for success. We saw OG doing that quite well with their... Okay, so we have a rehost. Yeah, we should be getting back in no time. But as I was saying, like this combination of old players and young ones. Obviously, there's a lot of discussion on whether you need more seasoned players or you need more fresh players. But it's nice seeing Bait looking, slowly looking better. I think they almost qualified through an A, and now they're playing Europe again and looking pretty decent. So very excited to see what's gonna happen, especially because now with the new DPC and the way things work, means that you're not necessarily gonna have sure there's gonna be qualifiers, but you can just put Bait in any tournament if you want to, and I think that is gonna create some pretty interesting dynamics here. It might allow some teams to get experience that they wouldn't get over otherwise, even if they were actually good enough to play with those teams. But yeah, this year is going to be pretty interesting. Hoping that Bait gets a good result here in the tournament, because I'm a big fan of Dandy, obviously. Who isn't? You got to be a sociopath not to like Dandy. But yeah, if you were a little bit confused, there were a couple of roster changes. That's why people were like, wait, KZ Nande is playing for Bait? What's happening? So yeah, they swapped carry players. So Nande is now playing for Bait. Jesu is now playing for KZ. Sorry if that's not the right pronunciation, by the way. I'm saying Jesu, but I'm not sure exactly how it's supposed to be pronounced. They also said goodbye to Kidaro. That was after the qualifiers for TI, and now they have Mary. He's a rank 300 player. I did stalk him a little bit. Seems to be a pretty good player. Did play Enigma last game. Looked amazing. And these are the changes for Bait. Now, if we're talking KZ, there's also a couple of changes, which I will highlight for you. There you go. So yeah, Astro is now playing position 4 for them. I forget who was their position 4, but I believe it was not someone from Belarus. I think it was also a Greek player. Yeah, but they still have Wish playing, and obviously Nande not in the team anymore. So we'll see how good they're going to be looking like, and we're also going to see the draft, because we are back. No rehost needed anymore. All right, so how is it going to be? KZ, are you going to ban CK again, or are you going to get on with the times here? You don't pick that Spirit Breaker. Maybe don't give away the Kanka. I still feel like Kanka is such an annoying hero. Maybe if you can get a better... I even wonder what would have happened if they just had the Viper mid and played some off-lane Void Spirit. I guess, Wish would probably never accept doing something like that. Yeah, okay, so they still banned the Treant. Yeah, I have my doubts about that. Obviously the hero's still very good, but Lich City is pretty much back to how it was before this hero was even touched. So, is the hero still that good? I don't know. Kind of crazy how, 5 regen in one spell is it's technically the difference between the hero being considered or not, as they actually first phase banned the Lycan this time. It was a way later Lycan ban, I believe. But yeah, with KZ having their backs against the wall, they're expecting them to maybe take more risks on how they're gonna draft. And now KZ, do you ban that Kanka? That Kanka looked pretty good. I think their ban here was CK. Oh, they actually take away the Shadow Demon. It was a really good Shadow Demon performance by Bait, so I do like it a lot. Now here for Bait. What was the other bans that they had? It was Phoenix. Oh, they banned the Kanka. Interesting. Okay. Weaver ban now. Yeah, that was definitely one that we saw ban in the first game as well. This is a top tier hero that actually got just the smallest nerf possible. And they do remove the Grimstroke, pick Muerta. Muerta was banned. I think that was the ban that Bait had instead of the Lycan. So KZ, they're going to pick that one up. Flex hero, strong hero. Did get some substantial nerfs, but should still be very good. As now Bait looking for their first pick. CK is now available. I wonder if that is something that they want to play. I guess if you do pick CK, this is probably going to be carry Muerta. But you can still offlane CK technically, right? So, yeah, maybe that's what they can do here. Okay. They grab the Spirit Breaker. I don't know what to say. I have no words for this. We're done, guys. We're done. Okay, so if Bait wins with the Spirit Breaker, this is gonna be the ultimate, FU to KZ. It's like, see how better we are at playing this hero. I'm assuming they're gonna bend the Morphling here, or they are sure this Muerta is gonna be carry. This has to be the only two options in my head. We'll see what they're gonna be doing here. I'm not that confident, alright? But I gotta say, it takes a lot of confidence to do what Bait's doing right now. I am of the personal opinion, having not played Dispatch that much, that the changes to the Breaker Boy were very substantial, and that this hero is a shadow of what he used to be. But apparently that is not true, because he did get picked again. I think you just have to cover your bases here. You either second pick Morphling, which is insane, or you ban Morphling, right? Or you have the insight that it's like either impossible for KZ to pick Morphling, or unlikely. We'll see. We'll see what the path is going to be, as they did ban that NP we talked about, that global capability. They even banned the AA. Oh, wait, what the hell? So they banned AA as KZ, and that was not enough for Bait to ban the Morphling. So they're like, This is literally us saying we're gonna pick Morphling by banning that AA, and they don't address it. All right, they actually banned the Enigma themselves as Bait. Some crazy stuff going on here. I'm all in for it, but it's crazy nonetheless. I guess I do like the Pugna. I think we talked about it in the first game. It was banned second phase. It's a very strong hero. You do get some extra burst damage with the Crepify and the Charge and Nether Strike. I got some Siege. That's always nice. Now KZ here, waiting for their second pick. A little bit confused. Do we second phase this Morphling? I guess Bait feels like they can ban Morphling third phase, right? That has to be it. Okay. So they're gonna go for the Tusky Tusk. Very good against Pugna, very good against Breaker. Gonna be able to dodge charges and do all sorts of things. I like it a lot. Huh. They go for the Willow. So it is a carry Muerta. Bait was right. They were right. Unless Tusk is some offlane Tusk, you're pretty much sure here there's not going to be a Morphling. Maybe KZ plays mid Morphling or some crazy thing like that. As we do see Bait taking their time here. So for what they picked in game 1, Kunk and Enigma are already banned, right? So what's left for them is the Morphling. Is this a bad Morphling game, actually? Because I guess becoming Muerta is very good. Yeah, I wonder if that's a possibility here for Bait, if they would choose to do something like that. I'm also confused on whether Breaker is gonna be... I guess they can play Darkseer for Bait and enable the Spirit Breaker as a 4. This is probably the way to go. If you want to play Spirit Breaker 4, you need the Darkseer. There's no Dispels on the side of KZ. If you consider that Tusk is a 5, like they cannot pick Oracle, they cannot pick anything of that sort. Yeah, I don't dislike the Darks here. Although the Silence of the Muerta could be quite annoying. Yeah, I'm not sure. Darkseer has been kinda gone for a while as well, so I'm not sure if that's what Bait wants to do. Oh yeah, they actually get a Void instead. Alright. Not that much stuff to throw on top of the Chrono right now. And I guess, you know, as a Void, you do have means of dealing with the Shard. But until you get a BKB, the Brambles and even the Calling of Muerta is very annoying. But they do solve the Chronosphere aspect by getting this Jakiro. So I'm assuming it's a Jakiro 5, Breaker 3, Pugna 4. Although Pugna mid is not unheard of and is fairly common nowadays. Yeah, KZ team. Like, this draft looks better. It looks more updated than what they play game 1. But I'm not seeing all that synergy just yet. Like, I would like to see... I like the Calling combination with the Dark Willow, right? The Brambles, the Shards. You have a lot of stuff to keep people on top of that. And that's nice. But I think you need more damage. I would like to see a little bit more damage coming out. Oh, they yoink the Lone Druid. And they have the flex here. Could be offlane, could be mid. Technically could even be carry. Okay. That's a good yoink. That's definitely a hero. That's OP, literally OP, and did not get touched. So, alright. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen here. SKZ has a couple of bans left here. What do you really want to eliminate if you're playing Lone Druid? This is does the hero even have counters? That's a question you should ask yourself. As they will ban Puck, like they have to ban mid heroes, and they do remove that Puck. I'm assuming now the coil hits the bear because he's a hero, right? So looking here at the worst win rates for our Lone Druid boy, Treant seems to be really bad against Lone Druid. Really good. So Lone Druid like has a low win rate against that. Grimstroke as well, and Luna. But they already picked a carry for bait, so Luna's not something they can go for. Kunkka has a very good win rate versus Lone Druid, is already banned. Lina as well, just because I'm assuming the Lone Druid is very low in HP, and the lane is probably hard against Lina. Now the question is, are they gonna play mid Lone Druid? I'm assuming so, yes. So the Lina here for bait, I kind of like that. I think it's a little more damage you can throw. Oh, there you go, they banned the Lina. Okay, okay. This is a much better draft from KZ, by the way. Insanely better draft. And they picked the Invoker. They denied that from bait. So can you find a hero? I guess TA is probably the hero that could abuse the lane against Invoker. But then, you know, you have Pugna TA. Is that really the best pick for the draft itself? Is what you have to be asking yourself here. You don't have a lot of reserve time for bait. Only 15 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can play Necro here. Like, I guess you are against Invoker though, so the Tornado against your... Yeah, they go for the TA. I mean, it's definitely the best hero in the lane here. And we saw that Dandy, with a good lane, just had a very good game. Just allowed everyone else to shine and created a lot of space. But TA is not a hero that necessarily does that. So this is definitely gonna be a test for Bait, because I don't think their draft is nearly as good as what they had in game 1, and KZ's draft is probably better this time. I would actually give this game number 2 for them. I think they have a better draft. We see Dandy here, just a slight smile, drinking a cup of coffee. I thought it was Starbucks, but it looks like something else. Maybe some franchise I don't know the name of. And we're gonna look at all those beautiful faces. Stonebank, look at that. We see a smile right there. Okay. My boy Mary. Oh my lord. Yeah, that's straight up from a server room. The guy is... Where is he? Is he in the moon? Okay. Get to see Jesu. Actually, I've never seen his face. Yeah. Just like a carry should be. Crazy hair. Unshaven. Yep. That's the face of a carry right there. Wish. Looking very, very... He looks fine, right? Just thinking a lot. Alright guys, so what do you think? I personally think that KZ has the advantage this time. I did rate their players slightly higher than the players of Bait, and I feel like with this draft they should have what it takes. This Lone Druid hero is kind of broken, but it can be abused, right? You kill the bear twice in the lane. The game could just totally unwind out of control. But before we get to theory crafting, we actually get to play, to watch these players play. And look at that beautiful squirrel. That's a great courier. Now that's ugly. Take it away. Take it away. This is pleb stuff. Oh, that's a courier. Look at that. That's some pristine workshop art right there. Okay, so very early smoke here from KZ, getting into the map quite early, and they might find Stonebank. Yeah, Bait. There you go. Good wrap around. They're gonna drop the brambles. They find Andy, but they're gonna be able to disengage so far. And yeah, KZ, they take control of the high ground, but they're not going to dive, which, you know, it's expected. Like they don't really have that good of a level 1 team, to be honest. That Lone Druid is kind of like doesn't really do anything, actually. But yeah, there you go. Pretty standard build there. The Brancharoo stuff. Yep. 12 branches, guys. That's why this hero is broken. Oh, Mary trying to get the rune, and he will click faster than Skylark. Wow. Gets the bounty for himself. As we do see the Pugna here already blocking a couple camps. Sorry, unblocking a couple camps. And yeah, the sentry is there. So very good awareness there from Bait. Already predicting exactly what they know, that they know what to do. Which is they want to be stacking here for Dandy. They want to be enabling him from the beginning. And yeah, Dandy having a pretty good start. This lane should be easy for him. Like the managing aspect of EMP got nerfed quite a bit. Like TA, definitely. I think like there's not a lot of patches where TA looks much stronger than Invoker. So like that you can pick. What I mean is, usually Invoker is a little bit overtuned just so he can deal with TA, and I don't think this is the patch right now. I feel like TA might be stronger. And yeah, this should be an easy, overall easy lane. Not as easy as the first lane, but still a decent one. And as long as they get those stacks going, then they should be able to catapult in game. But in general, like this is going to be a very different game plan, right? He's going from Space Creator to actual second carrier, maybe even first carry, just because TA farms at such a fast speed. I don't like the combination of TA and Void, to be honest, but we might see what the plan is here. They do have ways to enable Mr. Nande regardless of the TA, right? He is going to be able to get kills with the Macropire and all of that. They also have the Life Drain, some Nether Blasts on top of the Chrono. It's definitely... It's good enough. It's honest work. It's not the best enabling for the Void, but it's fine. As we do see 7 Jesu here. 8-1 with his Muerta, having a very good early start. And in terms of mid lane, yeah, actually pretty good lane here for Wish. This is even closer than I thought it was going to be. But Dandy does get his bottle now, and Wish doesn't have one. So looks like the advantage is slowly going to be going towards Dandy's side as you see a little bit of an aggressive move there in the top lane. Stonebank playing that core Spirit Breaker. I'm very curious to see what the build is now, because you don't really clear the waves as fast. In the past, you would pretty much just rush either Octarine or Shadow Blade. What is the build now? Do you have to go some Yasha Veil to clear up the waves? Like, I don't know what you have to do, but we might see that very, very soon. As Skylark having a dandy old time here. 7 denies, and that's what the Laundry does that I hate. He just denies so much. It's honestly bullshit. I'll say it. I'll use the B word. It shouldn't be allowed. I hate Laundry as a concept. I don't think the hero is supposed to do that. Like, they took away the denying from Enigma. Why does Laundry get to do that in lane? I don't know. Just have the bear do, like, I don't know, less damage to denies. I don't know how you fix that, but it just grinds my gears. I really hate playing against Laundry. It's by far the hero that I hate the most in the entire game.